Alright, I marked some lines for the inside portions of those particular braces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this like that. Take some measurements and make me some reinforcement for the soundboard. Before I get too willy-nilly about gluing things around that sound hole, we're going to cut it out. So that's where I'm going to end it right now, so I can let this one get good and dry, and then we'll come back. Alright, so we're going to cut out the hole from the rosette. Now what I'm doing is I'm lining this up a few millimeters inside of my actual rosette. I'm tightening this down. I have my blade set up so that it's a little bit deep, and it's going to cut away from the sound hole. Coming from one side, get it rather deep. Okay, there's one side, circle. Flip it over. I'm going to repeat the process. You're getting very close. If you need, you can adjust the depth of your blade a little bit more. If you find that it's necessary, like I'm not able to get quite that last little bit, so where did my hammer go? Okay. And you'll know the minute it's loose because it will start moving on you. There you go. Now, when we get to that point, we will take some sandpaper and clean that up, but very easy to do. Alright, back to the gluing process at hand. Lock this back down into place. get myself a couple of smaller weights, because I'm going to need them for these little pieces of reinforcement. A couple of planes will work just fine. Get those ready. There's my reinforcement strips. We're going to go about right there. So now all I need is my glue. Now in the process of gluing, we're going to do all of the smaller braces first. So right now I'm just working on these patches. These get planed down before we ever put the other braces on. So I want to make sure those are good and solid before I get moving here. Alright, so I'm waiting for glue to dry on my bridge patch and my other pieces. So I'm going to begin prepping my other braces to go in. Now my larger transverse braces, my tone bars, need to both be 11/32, and that is, if you want to know better, looks like 7.5, almost 9 millimeters actually. So we're going to do that. I hate it when it does that. Spun on me. Get a little tighter, maybe we can work on this. Right, 9 millimeters. And this one needs to be 18 millimeters tall. So, you go ahead and get, we are very close. It won't take me much to get that. So, so I'm going to mark bottom, and I need to know you are 18, so you are next to the fretboard. I'm going to mark number 1 next to that one, just so I know where it goes. Okay, so that brace is ready to glue in when I am ready for it. I'm going to repeat the process on this one, but we're going to come down to 16 millimeters there. It's the same width. Alright, now this one, like I said, is 16 millimeters. Mark that. Mark my bottom so I know which one it is. And I'm going to put number 2 so I know which one goes where. Those braces are ready to go. Okay, so my fan braces need to be varying widths, but I won't be able to do that until I'm ready to start putting them in place. The other thing that I need to do is, as I'm laying out each individual one, is I need to be able to remove some material from the bottom where the bridge patch will align. So I've got to wait on doing these until I'm ready to glue them in pretty much. Alright, here I am. I am taking these little pieces of spruce here, and you've noted that I have put how many millimeters wide they need to be. And so what I'm doing is I'm delicately going one by one, and I'm making sure that I have them in the correct width, because my plan calls for some to be wider and some to be narrower, and so I need to make sure that that's consistent. All of my braces right now are the same height. Once I have glued them down and they are good and glued and stuck, I can then begin doing the height of the braces. And really this is the last thing I can do before I can really get to the top with these, because once I've got these to width, the next thing I'll have to do is make sure that I have a little spot placed in the bottom where when I put it in place on the guitar top, it fits over the bridge patch. Now, so this one says 6.5 millimeters. It's right now close to 9. So I've just got it on the edge here. Excuse me. So I take a pass or two and I double check. Right now I am at 7 millimeters, just over 7 millimeters. So one more pass should do it. That way I can adjust and make a real light pass. Alright, so we are real close. Pull my blade back a little bit. I just need to take like half a pass. That did it. They are done. So these braces are as close as I can get them ready to go glued on before I actually go to the gluing. What I will do is I will glue these before I glue the tone bars. And once I have these glued and they're dried, I will do all of the planing and adjusting for these before I glue those tone bars. Once the glue is dry on the bridge patch, I will plane the bridge patch to its thickness, which is about an 8.8 millimeters. And then I will very carefully place my braces down on the top. I will mark where that bridge patch is. I will remove that 0.8 from the bottom here, and I will cut the size, the length that I need from the braces before I glue them. And I'll glue them all at once.